Welcome to Behind the Aisle podcast, where we're just two wedding professionals sharing a no bullshit approach to what goes on behind the scenes in the wedding industry. My name is Katie, and I'm a wedding planner.
And I'm Sarah. I'm a wedding photographer.
Hello.
Hi.
How are we doing?
I'm okay. I'm battling a 3-week-long sickness, so
Dude.
that's fun. So I apologize if I sound a little nasty.
Poor thing. She literally has been like coughing up like lungs and everything else that is in your lungs.
Yeah. I would just like to take my lungs out and then just like shake them out and like squeeze them a little bit and then put them back in.
And put it back in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, it's not really even my lungs. It's my nose.
Just so much going on like in your sinuses.
I can't.
Oh, I know. Sarah. Oh, God. You'll be okay. It's okay.
Anytime I talk, like I'm fine if I'm not talking, but for some reason, every time I start talking, it like gets real gross.
Yikes. Sarah has her 5 million cups in different shades of green.
Oh yeah.
I was about to say if you get, like you can kind of see it on film. Double fisting.
Liquids.
Nice liquids. Oh goodness. How the heck are you guys? There are so many fun things that are up and coming for the podcast that we can't wait to tell you guys in the next couple of weeks. And when I say weeks, it's like literally like short, not like 5 weeks, 6 weeks. It's like shorter than that. So
Yeah.
I hope you guys stay tuned to like the Instagram and also to whatchamacallits, to the YouTube channel and just continue to listen and stay tuned for it because we're really excited to tell you guys what's up and coming. We're really, really stoked. So
This might look a little different on the YouTube here soon. So.
I know. Also, if we have not already like beaten like this is a dead horse, for those of y'all who came to the vendor list.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. The outpouring of wonderful feedback that we got from attendees, and even those that weren't able to attend just because we had a sold out event. We like sold out tickets.
We did it
a whole week before the event actually happened, which was great. And we're just utterly grateful and thankful for everyone who, took a chance on us. I mean, it was great. I mean, food was bomb.
Yep.
Drinks were bomb. The whole event in and of itself was just great too. A lot of people met new friends, things like that too. So,
and we do have the first date.
I was just about to say, yeah. So upcoming on Friday, for those of you who did attend, make sure you check your emails and RSVP for it. But after every vendor list, like event that we're going to have, I guess, like a first date of what we're going to call it. And it's going to be more of like where that round of attendees is going to get together and we'll just go to like a brewery, winery, just like a low key, very chill, laid back type like environment where you can kind of continue the conversations with like the attendees that you had conversations with at the vendor list.
It was just so fast paced that you didn't get a chance to actually like talk to each other about other stuff,
which is the point, right?
Right.
Speed networking, that's the whole point and whatnot. So now this is like the opportunity for you to have like continued like conversations. I like low-key feel like we're like hosts of like a love reality show.
I know. Speaking of,
who's watching Love is Blind?
I'm only halfway through the wedding episode, so don't say anything.
Okay.
But, oh my God. First of all,
hold on. If you have not watched the latest season, or sorry, the latest episode, which is
of season 6.
Yeah. The what, like going to the altar, the wedding episode. Go ahead and stop listening for like a hot second right now. Because maybe we'll talk just a smidge about it, just for shits and giggles. I know you've only watched half of it. I watched it in its entirety.
I am super disappointed with how anticlimactic the beginning was. I wanted so much more. Like,
did you know that it was an hour and a half episode?
No.
Hour and a half.
Which is why I'm only halfway through. Because I was like, okay, I'm going to watch this before I come over.
Bro.
And I was like, fuck, I have 45 minutes left. I can't.
Yo.
Yeah.
It's because all the couples were like, fuck you, bro. I don't like you, whatever. There's some problematic people on this season. Problematic.
It was so anticlimactic, though.
I know. It really was. It was slow as hell. Slow as hell. Not going to lie.
I'm disappointed.
So I turned it on like last night after doing a bunch of errands and had a design word review last night or whatever. So I just got home and I was like, you know what? I'm going to flip the episode on at 10 o'clock at night, even though I should be getting ready to bed because I just need to decompress. So I put it on and I'm starting to watch it and I'm like, do I just fast forward through this? And then all of a sudden I find myself like on my phone just scrolling and I look up every now and again. I don't even need context of me checking back into the episode because that's how slow it was. I'm like, what is going on? Y'all should have not. I wonder if the producers or like the editors of this episode were also suffering.
Well, in the past, because I'm rewatching all of them. So in the past, the wedding episodes have been 2 episodes.
Yes, they split them up because so many went to the Idol.
I know. That is true. But I don't know why. I mean, unless they're trying to prolong it because there was not that many.
Oh, 100%.
I don't know.
100%.
Yeah, usually they split it up into 2 and like now it's an hour and a half. So
I'm just finishing like rewatching season 1, which that already is cringy enough. I feel, oh my Lord, that is horrible. Good Jesus.
Yeah. I'm on season 4.
Gotcha.
5. 4. 5?
Are you watching it with Deep D and Shake?
That was 3.
That was 3. So you're done with that one?
No, that was 2.
No.
Deep D and Shake was 2.
Really?
Yes, because I watched 3. I'm on 4 with Zach and who's a fucking psychopath.
Oh yeah.
He just stares and she's like, the fuck?
Maybe hold on.
Ileana.
I don't know. There were 2 seasons that I did not watch because after I didn't watch season 1 because I wasn't interested. I watched season 2 because that was Deep D and Shake because that was what drew me into it. And then is it 3 and 4 I didn't watch or 4 and 5 I didn't watch because it was just like I just heard from people it was bland as hell. It just wasn't really anything.
This guy, first of all, he looks like the brother from
Zach.
No, Zach. He's fucking weird.
No, we love him. We love him. We love him. Just wait.
Okay, well, she ain't feeling it because he just stares at her.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, you don't.
I can't say anything. What season is this?
4.
Okay, so I didn't watch season 5 then. Yeah, so then I guess I watched season 4 and then I didn't watch 3 and 4. Okay, those are the 2 seasons that I did not watch. Oh, fucking hell.
So 3 and 5 maybe?
3 and 5 that I guess I didn't watch. Because Deep D and Shake, you said that was season 2. I didn't watch season 1, but now I've watched.
Deep D and Shake was 2.
Yeah, so I watched 2.
3 was, hold on.
No, you're gonna learn to love Zach. You will.
He's
Just
freaking me out.
I know.
Cole and
Show me.
Hold on.
Bless it. Yeah, I don't know any of those people.
Oh, he was mean to her.
Oh.
Yeah, Cole was mean too.
And what season you said that was?
This is 3.
Okay, I did not watch season 3.
Okay. It was okay. It wasn't.
See, that's why I probably didn't watch it because I was like, there's nothing for me.
With the Jewish girl.
Love her.
Okay, that's 3.
Oh, I did watch 3. I guess I didn't remember those 2. The other ones.
Alexa and Brennan. And then. Oh, shit.
Oh,
it happened every time at home.
Alexa, stop. Sarah triggered the A in my house. I was like, why is she speaking?
And then the Asian guy.
Oh,
the one that started crying with the eye drops.
That was bad. Okay, so I did watch season 3.
Yeah.
There were still 2 seasons I did not watch.
Well, 1 and 5.
Oh, okay, there we go. We figured it out. Anyway, not that it makes any sense.
But anywho.
Oh, yeah, my blessed.
So, just with like all the buildup of, what the fuck's her name?
Which one?
This season.
For Chelsea and Jimmy?
Chelsea and Jimmy. The whole buildup of them. And then the ending was
We all knew that was going to happen.
I know, but I wanted
literally
more. I wanted them to go to the altar and I wanted her to fucking die. Not literally, but
she kind of did though at the amusement park. So you wasted my time.
Yeah.
You brought me all the way this way.
Yeah.
But you can't read the room.
Yeah.
You literally can't. The man said, even in anger, get off my dick. I don't even want it no more. Girlfriend, it's over, babe. It's over.
Nah,
it's over.
She screams, pick me, girl.
She really does. I hope maybe that she just got super dramatic for the show and that like low key in person.
I don't know. She got some issues.
I don't want to tear down another woman, but damn, girl, you need some help.
Yeah.
She needs some milk. Anyway. Okay.
Anyhow,
we're going to talk about non-regulated industry, which is our industry that we're in.
Yeah, it is.
And the fact that it's non-regulated.
Yeah.
At all.
There ain't nobody keeping track of nothing out here.
No, literally. And when we are recording this episode, it also, it's great timing in the sense of, on TikTok currently, there is a photographer that is getting eaten alive.
Really?
Yes.
I'm not seeing this.
Really? I need to show you. It's Trip Photography. I think she's based out of California, and she like poked fun a little bit, and she had made a TikTok video where the soundbite is like calling her like a psycho or whatever. But then the caption is when potential clients inquire with a $2,000 budget, but your investment starts at 8.5 or 8,500. And she has the editing style of like the blurry photo editorial, like all of that type of stuff too. And people are coming for her. Those that are like, this isn't worth it, meaning like, for, $8,000 or $8,500, you get blurry photos and yada, yada, other kind of stuff. I can tell, like, just seeing a couple of the stitches, those are the people that are not in the industry. And then those that are supporting her are saying, well, that's just her artistic, like, viewpoint. You don't have to pay the $8,500. You can literally go to whatever. And it's just a lot. Yeah, she's just getting eaten alive. Even I did see a couple of like wedding industry professionals that also did come from her and then were in support of it either. But that is a very few
an artistic
percentage
difference.
Yeah. But a lot of it, the people that are just like, I would never pay $8,500, or what is happening is that those that have already gotten married, they say like their budget, which is lower, what they paid for their photography, and then they show their wedding photos. This is what $2,000 gets you. And then like whatever happened, then they'll show like their wedding photos. And so
love this.
So
fuck off.
Yeah. Yeah. And now we're playing the comparison game.
Oh, so, I don't like that.
Yeah. It's ugly. It's real ugly.
That's not good.
I'll show you when
us.
we're done. Yeah, I'll show you when we're done filming. Meaning like, it's clients, not other wedding professionals.
Right.
This is, okay.
That's what I figured.
Yeah, it's clients.
Which they don't know. They don't know what any of it is. And just because somebody is not your budget doesn't mean that they're wrong. Like,
correct. Also, like, I mean, we're gonna be preaching the choir for the obviously that are listening, but remember, we're based in the DMV area,
right?
Cost of living is obviously very different than like if you were living in rural Texas.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm still shocked that my brother currently lives in rural Texas. His rent is like half of my mortgage payment, and he has a full single family home.
Yeah,
it's wild to me.
Yeah. And
however,
TikTok. Come on now, guys.
Bro.
We need to understand how TikTok works, first of all. TikTok is a worldwide platform.
Yes.
It is not, you're not reaching, I mean, it's very rare that you're reaching people within your market. Like
your location.
Yeah, your location. It is a worldwide platform.
Yeah.
That is how this works. So everyone who wants to get into TikTok, first of all, for their businesses, need to understand that you're not reaching the people within your location and your market. You're going to start reaching people that have wildly different costs of living and demographics and all of that stuff. So when we start getting into TikTok, we're not understanding that who we're being put in front of is not somebody that's going to serve you.
Yeah.
So TikTok is a whole nother fucking ball game that I need to, I want to get on a soapbox about, but we won't because it has nothing to do with this. But, yeah. So like, just keep going. Go on with your TikTok or with your other stuff that you were talking about.
Oh no, that was just in the sense of I forgot honestly what my thought was or whatever.
Anywho,
I got distracted.
So this industry, as we know, is completely unregulated. So meaning we have no prior qualifications that need to be met in order to become a wedding planner, a photographer, a DJ, anything. Yeah, so we don't have any prior qualifications that need to be met in order to become a photographer, a DJ, a planner, a florist. I mean, maybe a hair and makeup artist, but even then,
Nope.
nothing.
I'm about to say, even because I asked, I thought you had to go to like cosmetology school and like get some sort of like licensure and whatnot. When I talked to one of our like mutuals,
Nothing. No,
you don't.
So you need to have $50 to make a name and figure out how to do a tax ID, even if you don't even have to do that sometimes. And then you can call yourself whatever the fuck you want to call yourself. And that can pose a couple of problems in this industry because people be out here saying they can do a whole lot when in reality they don't have any experience.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And so there's like obviously pros and cons to it. Obviously you can dive into entrepreneurship then and go on this whole entrepreneurship journey in and of itself. But yeah, the really big con about it from a client perspective is like you don't really, there's not
really a way to vet people from a client's perspective because you don't know what you're looking at or looking for, because those people
don't know like what questions really to ask. Like, like obviously you can Google like what to ask your wedding photographer on your consultation. I see. And like from us as like wedding professionals, like perspective, we don't like those types of articles because then it just seems it's fake at that point. But also I mean, for me at least, I feel like I understand from a client's perspective of like, what am I supposed to ask my wedding photographer? Like, how am I supposed to like vet and feel comfortable?
Right.
Like things like that too. So just some of the articles though are just kind of weird. Like
they're dated.
Like what equipment do you use? The everyday person has no idea.
Yeah.
Me as a person, like who's in the wedding industry, my husband's a videographer. My best friend's a photographer. Like, I don't even know what equipment that they use. It's a camera. That's all I know.
Yep.
I don't know anything else. So even like for when I am like vetting quote unquote, like professionals or just fellow vendors, like for my own clients, like for my full service clients, I'm not asking them what equipment.
It doesn't matter.
I don't care.
Right.
I honestly, the questions that I'm asking are like, you know, how do you handle with certain scenarios? I'll sometimes even throw in some like, oh shit scenarios of like, how would you handle this? What's your workflow process? Like, how do you like to communicate? Payment method, you know, frequency of payments, like things like that too.
Yeah.
Personality wise, I'm just getting to know someone as a person, like how do you function?
Yeah.
Things like that too. But anyway, so there's just not really, but that's not known though to like those that are outside of the industry. So I feel bad when they're okay, hey, I'm trying to plan the biggest party of my life, spend thousands of dollars on it, but what am I supposed to ask?
Yeah.
Or what am I supposed to look for? Things along those lines too. And there's nothing.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
Yeah. So, and I don't know if there's a way to, I don't know. I feel like you should have some sort of qualification, whether it's years of experience or, I don't know, a certificate of some sort to do certain things. 'Cause I do feel like, one, hair and makeup, there's a safety risk there. I do feel like at least a makeup artist should have some kind of certification in whatever it is that they need, cosmetology or whatever, because I do think you need to know simple, basic,
or just like basic like
hygiene.
sanitation, like
sanitation
or something.
Yeah. Just because I do think that can get dangerous. Yeah. Honestly. And then I honestly think most of the vetting is done by the venues, and we get mad at the venues for having very specific, like, what is the word I'm looking for?
Preferred like vendor list?
Preferred vendor list. But that's because they vetted those people and they don't want, I mean, granted there's a pros and cons to that as well, but the venues are really the only people, and the planners are the only people that are vetting people for their clients.
I was just about to say, do you want to know who gets the big brunt of it? Is us planners,
right?
Where people misconstrue it and they're like, oh, planners are super cliquey. That has nothing to do with it,
right?
Bro. Like me personally, I'm always welcome to like meet new friends. I mean, during the like off season, I like to go out to lunch with like potential like new vendors so I can continue to expand my network and whatnot. But another reason why that I'm doing that is I want to I'm already vetting. Yes, right. I'm making a new friend, like, you know, maybe outside of like business relationship. But at the same time though, like it falls on me, right, as a planner. Like if something were to go wrong, if I'm going to recommend a vendor that maybe I have never worked with before, which I've done a few times now, and I've gone on a limb and but I've disclosed it with my clients. Hey, I haven't worked with this person, but I've like checked in with my other fellow colleagues, things like that too. I've heard some great reviews about them. So we can go, if you're okay with it, we can go out on a limb, especially if it's someone I feel like, you know, matches your personality, budget, style, like whatever you're looking for. I've done it a few times. If that vendor were to go rogue on wedding day, it is on me. Mm-hmm. It is on me. Even so, like even the ones that I have vetted already, and like I say, for example, you decide to go like willy nilly. People are looking at me being like, she was the one who like recommended Sarah to me. And if, you know,
your name's attached to it.
Exactly. So I'm just, it's hard, but at the same time, it does come with the territory of a planner of like, yes. And same thing with the venues as well, because those are the two vendors that's the starting point, for couples. Mm-hmm. And so when it comes to circling back around to how this is all related into like the whole non-regulated type situation, I mean, I'm not like the gavel, like, I guess, pounder, whatever you want to call it.
The judge.
Yeah, the judge. Thank you. Wow. Oh my God. Let me take another sip of coffee and see if that helps. I can only do so much, and I can only do my best in trying to vet and ask as many questions. But if someone's going to completely go like off kilter, yeah, I can't control them. But at the same time though, then couples or like clients in general, they're going to be looking for like someone to blame, being like, okay, what the hell? Yeah. Like, what are the repercussions? How do I deal with the situation? Yeah. Or, you know, if there's some sort of like random circumstance.
Yeah. I mean, one of the biggest reasons that we decided to talk about this too is you did come in contact with a situation where
yes,
the videographer was a sex offender.
Registered sex offender.
A registered sex offender. Yep. And that's something that I don't think anyone thinks about at all.
In my almost 8 years of planning, it'll be 8 years this upcoming July, I have never thought in a million years, hey, while I'm vetting and getting to know another vendor, let me just look up their name real quick to see if they're on the sex offender registry.
I mean, that's something that I would never in a million years think to check that. But why not?
Now I'm like, okay, let me research some like criminal background that's free on Google.
I know. And like, that's something that I think people need to have in the back of their mind. Like maybe we need to start thinking about these things. Like we are just willy-nilly out here hiring people based off of what we see on the internet.
Yeah.
That's literally it, is what we see on the internet. If we like what we see on the internet, people are paying thousands of dollars for these people to be here.
Yeah.
And as we all know, the internet can be fake.
Yeah.
So a lot of things out here too are not real. Like I can't tell you how many times I've gone on photographers, and being a photographer myself and being in the industry for so long, I can look at somebody's work and be like, that was not a real wedding. Yeah. Like these are not real weddings. This whole portfolio that you have is not actually real weddings. Like what is your actual experience? But from a client's perspective, I'm not going to be able to tell the difference. Like as a client, I wouldn't look at that and be like, okay, well, is it, or was it actually an elopement? Like, I don't know.
Right.
So it's hard to, as like trying to look at things from a client's perspective, it is hard to vet like that's the whole point. It's just like, how do we vet people? Like, how do we get the clients to start paying attention to those things,
right?
And not like having something bite them in the ass I mean, it's hard. It's actually scary to think about too.
Oh, 100%.
Because
yeah.
I mean, people are charging thousands and thousands of dollars with zero experience, just saying that they have done it. Because I mean, I was told to do that when I first started.
Yeah.
I was told like it's a whole fake it till you make it mentality, which you can't really fucking do in this industry, but everyone seems to preach that for some reason, regardless of what type of vendor you are. Everyone's always like, fake it till you make it. Nobody's going to know. Yeah. Until you're put in the situation that you can't get out of because you don't have experience. So I don't know. It's a wild west out here if you really think about it.
Yeah. Because like, you know, the whole like fake it till you make it type situation, yes, it kind of like brings me around to social norms in our industry. That is what becomes like the rules, right? So for example, I'm always thinking like whenever I've got like a new like rookie planner coming to me, or a potential like new rookie planner, and they're like, how did you get started? My number one thing I'm going to tell them is like, go work for another planner for a year. Yep. Don't just start a business and start taking people's money. Like go work for another planner for a year, get the experience. And then from there, one, you can figure out if you truly do want to do like planning, for example, because it's not all rainbows and glitter and all this other kind of stuff, whatever, which I feel like our industry does talk about a whole lot, like from a planning perspective. That's pretty much like a norm now that people are understanding. It's like, this is not like the wedding planner movie. We're not all in white jumpsuits with high heels and a little earpiece. That's not happening. Love you, J-Lo, but you know, it's not how that works. My feet hurt every time I watch that movie, just looking at it. Anyway, but the social norms are like what makes up the quote unquote rules. So once I feel like that type of piece of advice is starting to become a little bit more well known, and we're hearing it a whole lot more of like, go work for another planner, go shadow another photographer, go like be an assistant or whatever, not necessarily a second shooter, but like maybe like even just an assistant like to a photographer on wedding day or a videographer or whatever have you. I think though we're starting to see that now, but it hasn't always been like that, where people just picked up whatever equipment or they just randomly just started a business and they're out here, like you said, willy-nilly just faking it till they make it, because that was the norm then. So the new norms, and there's not really necessarily like a one person or an entity that is saying this is how you should do it. Right. It just eventually, it's like a trend. Yep. Just how trends work. It's just like a new wave that comes through, and this new educational push that will come through saying, okay, in order for you to get started in this, go shadow or go be an apprentice of some kind.
Do free work.
Yeah, do that.
Gain experience.
Instead of, you know, just out here doing whatever. And that's a very specific like example. But the whole point of what I'm trying to say is that the social norms are quote unquote our rules, meaning, you know, how certain vendors perform on certain wedding days. A lot of that just is coming from like vendor to vendor, quote unquote, education, or just advisement. And they're like, hey, I did this method. This is what worked for me. So you can try this and maybe that'll work for you. And then again, that's how like I guess you could say, what's the word I'm looking for? Again, a norm. It's just like a new method is born.
There is no regulations on becoming an educator either. So these people are literally just saying that this is how I did it. This is how I made 6 figures. You don't know their fucking receipts.
Nope.
Like, sure, I can tell you I made $500,000 last year. You gonna believe me? Maybe. This is how I did it. Did I? I don't know.
But no one's asking for proof.
No one's asking for proof.
No one's asking for proof.
No one's asking for receipts. Like, so those people are then, and I was put in that situation too, where I was like attached to these educators, quote unquote. And then I knew the back end, and really they're not educators. They're just flying by the seat of their pants and telling people all this fucking bullshit and getting people to pay them money because they're a quote unquote educator and teaching people wrong things. Yeah. And it's okay. And people are bowing down to them. Yeah. And it's insane to me. But like the whole education system not being regulated is a whole nother ball game. Like, that is just,
I mean, we talked about that on our actual,
our conferences in education.
Episode. So, which if you haven't listened to that one, go listen to that.
Yeah. So it's just like, you got to be careful. You have to be careful and you have to be honest.
Yeah.
That is the biggest thing, because we have no like way of doing things, like no set way of anything being what it is. People are just out here creating all of the stuff, like just out of thin air. And that's okay. Like, I love the fact that you can, I mean, I wouldn't be here if I didn't. I love the fact that you can pop into entrepreneurship and give it a try, and it's easy. It's not easy, but it's not like I have to go. I didn't go to school for this. Like, I did work my ass off, and it's not easy, but I had that opportunity.
There's no like guarantee of like it working out for you.
Right.
I mean, I guess I could even say like, even if you do have a great degree, that might not work out for you either. But like, I just look at it, I kind of compare it to like the medical field, right? In order for you to become a doctor, you got to go through years of medical school, and then you're pretty much like,
that's it.
That is your proof of like, yo, I can literally like, I have a certification to like cut you open and like do all this stuff with your body. There's like, I know that's a very dramatic like example, or the same thing with literally anything else. Even if you look at like a trade,
right?
A plumbing company is not going to just like hire, I don't think someone willy nilly. There probably is an apprenticeship that goes along with it. They would prefer you have gone to like a trade school. You have to, I don't really think there's a whole lot of like learning on the job.
No, there is.
There's with that same thing with hours, like there's all of it is learning on the job at that point, because there's no starting point.
Yeah, but there are like, so for like trade schools and stuff, like my husband is in the plumbing industry, and you don't have to go to school, but you, in order to better yourself, and to make more money, you can get licenses and all these different things. But there is nothing that, I mean, I can go to continuing education, but there's no licensing, or there's no certifications that I can get. I can go to art school and be versed in studio lighting or some shit. But like, other than that, there's nothing for the wedding industry other than educators teaching other people
from
the shit
like
that
the
they know.
planner perspective. Like there's a couple of different like quote unquote schools, I guess, or that you can get certifications in, like a certified like wedding planner and all that kind of stuff. Even then, that has no
your clients aren't gonna care.
There's no merit to that. That's great. I still think it's great. Like a lot of my like planner colleagues, they do have CWPs, which are great. But it doesn't necessarily equate to like you making more money than like somebody else, you know, like in the corporate field. Like if you have a master's or a PhD, that kind of equates to like, okay, you're going to get a higher paid salary. That's not the same like in our industry, like at all. You could have like 5 million. You could have a degree in hospitality, with like tourism. A lot of the internship program that we have, I partner with the School of Education, and then their sub school is the hospitality school over at George Mason. Even like with those students, like that's not, when they get that degree, that's not a guaranteed within the wedding industry that they're going to get a higher paying salary,
right?
Because you're the one who sets your prices,
right?
You know what I mean? So yes, in corporate life, then that degree, yes, that's going to equate to something. But even then, I feel like the hospitality industry, if we're even taking it from a broader perspective, the hospitality industry, there's not really a regulation in it either. I mean, restaurants, so you're dealing with food. There, obviously, you got food sanitation. You know, you've got restaurant licensing, all that kind of stuff too for all of those restaurants who have what I like to call backdoor catering, which is the ones that have the restaurants, but they also will do catering, you know, to weddings or events or whatever have you. But even those that don't even have a restaurant, there's like food certifications that they have to have. That's pretty much about it. There's not really any other kind of like proof of knowledge or proof of expertise or whatever have you.
And it's also interesting too, because generationally it is different as well.
Yeah.
So like we just went to a networking group that was like majority older generation, and it's just interesting to watch how different things are from a generational standpoint. So people who have been in the industry for 25 years, but are an older generation, so in their 50s, 60s, what have you, and then us who are in our 30s and started when we were in our 20s, it's just so wildly different how they do things too.
Yeah.
So to get education from somebody who generationally is not in our same demographic is just it's different there too.
I feel like it's like the blind leading the blind.
It is. It's like it's a bizarre to watch because it like those people are not doing anything that we're doing.
Right.
Like it's not
their
the same.
struggles are not our struggles.
Right. So we're watching them and we're like, how are you not understanding this? And then they're looking at us and being like, yes, but we did it this way. How are you not understanding this?
Yeah.
And we're like, it doesn't work. Like it just doesn't work. So that's wild too, because again, there's no regulation. So everyone is doing something differently.
Yeah.
And it's even just between the age gaps, we're doing something completely differently. So, and then that's going to be different for the people that are in their 18, 19 year olds that are coming up and wanting to get into the industry as well.
The generations that are younger than us. I'm like curious to see, okay, like
we kind of have an idea because we are of the generation where we got like electronics and internet and we kind of understand those things. But even then I'm like, what's going to happen here?
Yeah.
How is it going to be different?
Yep. I wholeheartedly agree. Yeah. It's a little wacko, but, I would be curious for our listeners to kind of like weigh in on how you guys feel about the fact that our industry is non-regulated. It's always just been baffling to me because it is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and there's like, again, I feel like a broken record, but it's still baffling to me that like anybody can jump into it and say that they're a wedding professional, but there's not really any kind of proof of purchase with it. So
it's insane.
I'd love to hear from y'all. We'd love to hear from y'all in regards to like what your thoughts are about our industry being non-regulated. Do you like it? Do you not like it? What are some things that you like end up finding? If you typically have also here, I'll go plug in like a What the Fuck Wednesday submission, but like, because our industry is not regulated, I also feel like a lot of the times this is sometimes why we have What the Fuck Wednesday stories. Yeah. Just because anybody, I'm freaking the videographer is a registered sex offender.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Out of all the things you could be doing with your life, anyway, I'm not going to get on that. So, anyways, weigh in on this. I want to hear y'all's thoughts. Sarah and I want to hear y'all's thoughts. And if you go to the Instagram, wow, talk about how old I am. If you go to Instagram, go to the link in bio, you guys can submit your What the Fuck Wednesday submissions. Y'all, it's looking a little dry out here with y'all submissions. I'm not going to lie.
It's off season though. I think it'll pick up.
It is. Yeah. So we're looking forward to you guys submitting all the things, but even if there's something that pops up, that maybe from like a past season and you're like, yo, I think this is a really good story to share, go to the Instagram, link in bio, or go to behindtheowlpodcast.com. It's just a Google form. You can be anonymous or not, whatever you feel like it, whatever have you as well. If you don't want to go to the form and you just want to like, a lot of the times,
slide in the DMs.
How about Jay?
That's cool too.
Yeah. Just, tell the story in DMs or whatever, in like a voice memo if you want. We don't really care. We'll just want to hear the story. Yeah, for sure. I think it's also kind of, I don't know. I like it when it's anonymous, even if like we knew the person or whatever. But anyway, so yeah, submit your What the Fuck Wednesdays stories. Weigh in on the fact that our industry is non-regulated, and then go follow Sarah and I on Instagram. Which, Sarah, where can they find you?
You can find me at Serendipity Photography, SARA, like my name, Serendipity Photography. And what about you?
I'm on Instagram at Tillyandteal, so TILLYANDTEAL. And then, of course, find us on the interwebs, Behind the Owl Podcast, on Instagram.
And rate and review.
I was just about to say, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Go look at the comments that we have sometimes underneath the videos. They're like really interesting.
Yeah. I'm not sure what's happening there, but we love you. Thank you so much. And we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.